Welcome back. So here we go. So we're having massive sell-offs for Bitcoin and all the alts. So I thought I'd make the video that I said I'd make earlier, which is having a look at the situation of when anything's likely to ever pick up again. So we all know how Bitcoin's performing right now. I mean, Bitcoin's just falling off a cliff, which is fine because we kind of expected that. The Bitcoin dominance is kind of static, which is in a way, telling us that everything's suffering at the same pace. But the one that we're looking at really is this one today. This is the main one we're looking at. So we've been looking at this for almost a couple of months, okay, when people are calling alt season, and we looked at it saying that, hang on a minute, there's been a death cross here, and when a death cross takes place you expect a 35% at least retracement. And considering that this chart here is all the altcoins excluding Bitcoin, so good ones, middle ones, and really crap ones, I would expect a little more than 35%. But we started finding that bounce around here, which was only 24%, which is a bit, out of the ordinary, because we're talking about super crap coins here. I mean, some of these coins are going to be weighing down on the supposedly good coins, which are also falling at tremendous speeds. So 35%, is. Yeah, that's what you generally expect, but it looks like we're probably going to get more. So I said the first thing, we're going to find a bounce here on this level here that we're at, and that's where we found bounces at this level here, and we all started to get quite excited, me included. But only when we get this reversal, when we get this cross of the green above the white again, can we start to get excited, because as we're seeing with Bitcoin now, trending beneath the 200 EMA is never a good sign. In fact, it's a bearish sign. And that's generally the rule. As you can see on this chart, when you're above it, you're having a great time. When you're below it, you're having a terrible time. Above it, great time. And well, let's not go back any further, but you get the idea. So now we're having a terrible time. So what is it that we're looking to expect from this? Well, the way that these are going now, it doesn't look like we're going to be expecting anything anytime soon. The more that they separate, the bigger the gap there is between these two guys, the worse it is. As you can see on the beginning, the sort of beginning of last year, when the bear market was just getting started, you can see how it played out as it got into full swing, and then they started to get a little closer together, leading into this first golden cross that we had here around about May, and we had a little, well, I say a little rally. I mean, realistically, it was a decent rally. Some of those coins rallied much more than Bitcoin did. Obviously some of the coins didn't rally at all, so it all evens out. But basically that's the rule, that's the law, that's how it goes. And from there to here was that can't be right, let's do a reverse backwards. It's a 50% gain from there to there. Before, if we were talking from the wick, the top there. So we're expecting 35, at least 35% from the price action from where that cross took place. So let's just zoom in a little further. The cross took place there. The price action was. We'll measure it from the wick, shall we? Let's see where that takes us. 35% retracement is going to take us down to this level here. Let's have a look to see how that looks on the chart. If there's any reason why we should be bouncing around that level. There could be some support there, and the only reason I say that is that this is where we lifted off from that area here. Our first sort of big little pop up above the green 50 exponential. So this level could be our turning point. However, I would probably be a little optimistic about that, just given the nature of the way that this is playing out as we speak right now. And everything's dependent on Bitcoin. Bitcoin is setting the pace, it's setting the sell-offs. So when I said that this isn't looking to reverse until November, I think I was being a little bit generous. Could we see this reverse, this cross take place, before the end of the year? I don't know. We'd have to see some significant pumps for that to take place. So from here to here, we've probably got another 20% further to fall, I would say, in the altcoin market. before we start to see any little pumps. So we'll just have a look to see how far that would be from there to there. 13% further to go before we have any more sort of opportunity for this to begin to turn around, and if that area breaks down, it's going to get really nasty. Bitcoin dominance, yeah, staying static, and probably Bitcoin's going to be pumping around a little bit from here, but because we've got our 200 EMA, which is just started to bend down now, and if this curls down much more, and it's already proved to be a resistance for us here, it's going to be hard work getting back above there. I'm not saying that we're in recession here with a big sort of bear trend. It's certainly bearish, so you don't need me to tell you that, but it's going to be difficult to get above this, and when this starts to slope down, that does spell kind of recession in a way. And we've been up all this way. This is the first time we've curled down, and this is an important one, guys. This is also important, the fact that we broke down beneath here. So now we're operating simply on previous resistance levels. Where have we found this bounce from? 7,777. Well, that's easy enough to remember. Let's have a look at we don't really need to look at this too much. I mean, it's extremely bearish, but I do think we probably have a bounce at this level. But when I say bounce, I don't expect us to break above this level here of 8,700. I think this is going to be extremely hard to break above, and more or less, every day that goes by now, this resistance is going to get lower and lower and lower, probably pushing us down lower and lower and lower. But I do expect that this area now that we're at now, around about 7,700, 7,600 or so, should prove a bit of a strong point. Maybe not very strong, but I'll show you why. Is that we had several times on this area here. Give me a blue box. Several times on this area here that we found ourselves in the past before we launched, sort of bobbing and wicking around that area. So I'm going to call this new area of support. Bit of a mess there. Our new area of support, which we've already dipped our wicks into, and actually currently have a candle body within, and it's a very big area of price action. So we'll call it anywhere from 8,000 to 7,600. There's an enormous area of support. We'll just move that up a little bit, actually, to be a bit more precise, because it's more along the lines of 7,700 that I'm more interested in seeing it break down from there. That'll do for now. So this is where we are, and this is the situation, and preferably would like to see a little bounce now, and probably reclaim a little bit of our losses here, ready for the next push down and deeper into the 7,000s. And again, remember that this 200 exponential is now a resistance, and that this is going to be curving down probably steeper than we would like now. So it's going to be pushing us down into this area. Anyway, I'll leave that one with you there. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.